It's been 4 years, 4 long years since Heusinkveld Sprints became the de facto pedals under $1,000. And to be honest, it's getting a bit boring. You see, sprint pedals had such an impact on the market that many other brands started to use the same design principles when they created their own,
leading to a market filled with different sizes, brands, materials and quality sprint pedal clones. Heck, even AliExpress went for it.
But that was then.
Times have changed, unique designs and features have trickled down from the more expensive pedals into lower priced pedals, with Simagic P2000 being the role model of what a sub-$1,000 pedals should be.
Is the good, fast, cheap, you can choose only 2 principle still valid, or it's time to adjust our expectations of what good means?
I must admit, at first when the P2000s launched, buying a set of unknown Chinese brand hydraulic pedals must have taken some serious balls.
Will they actually work? How reliable could they be? Will you be able to buy parts for them? Or even will there be the brand itself in a couple of years? So many questions.
No wonder why only now, when Simagic has proven to be a great brand with awesome products, regular sim racers start to consider and shortlist P2000.
The reason why I and thousands of other sim racers have bought the P2000s is very simple. It's throttle, brake, and clutch. I know it's like saying that cake is tasty because it tastes like cake, but hear me out.
An adjustable damper on the throttle is a game changer. In a real car you have some natural resistance on the throttle pedal, making it feel slower and smoother. However, majority of sim racing pedals have only a spring for the throttle pedal, making it feel like you're jumping on a pogo stick. There's no smoothness or control over how the pedal compresses. If you love cramps, you can do the same with your foot, but it's so much easier when the throttle not only has a spring tension, but some damping to it as well. There are 4 adjustments for the throttle pedal. 4 position adjustment on the pedal arm impacting both the weight and the throw of the pedal. Separate pedal throw adjustment, 6 position pedal compression adjustment ranging from nice smooth resistance to fully rusted out throttle cable on Lada 1200, and 4 positions on pedal faceplate.
With these simple settings we can completely change how the throttle pedal feels. Of course, adjustability is nothing new, and we should expect a great deal of it in a good set of pedals.
However, the damper is far from a common practice, and I strongly believe that every good set of pedals should have a damper on the throttle. No matter what you do with elastomers, add multiple densities, add spacers, place them in a cylinder, or have a hard stop to them, they will never feel the same as a true hydraulic system. I'm not necessarily saying they are feeling better or worse, all I'm saying is they will never feel the same. And I guess since many elastomer pedals market themselves as feels like hydraulic, that feel is desired by many. Simagic has chosen to go with a load cell route rather than the pressure sensor, allowing them to stack 2 different weight springs on the slave cylinder for a greater degree of customization. In my opinion, it is a fundamental adjustment of the brake pedal, so I'm happy to say that Simagic, unlike some other brands, includes multiple springs for you to play with. It's not a separate purchase or a tuning kit. What is great about the 2-spring setup on P2000s is that you not only have the greater weight gradient, but also you have the ability to adjust the linearity of the pedal weight. You can use 2 medium springs, for example, for a very linear medium weight brake pedal. Or you can install 1 heavy and 1 light spring, making it progressive medium weight pedal, not linear. Genius! A quick tip, if you wish to play with spring combinations and change them regularly, mount the slave cylinder in the vertical, not horizontal orientation. Your fingers will thank me later. Other adjustments include preload on the springs, 4 positions on the pedal arm. While it does impact the weight, it's more effective for changing the throw of the brake pedal, and 4 positions for the pedal faceplate. This all is great, But hydraulic pedals do have inherent concerns and limitations to take into account. First, there are concerns about the maintenance. Introducing more moving parts makes it more prone to fail, and introducing fluids makes sure that failure will be spectacular. Having said that, the stories of the hydraulic reservoir letting the content go in a very indecent way, or the master cylinder leaking more than Snowden, in general is over-exaggerated. I haven't had a single issue with P2000's hydraulic system after daily abuse for more than 6 months. Nothing has leaked, failed, or spilled.
Second concern, or to be more precise, a limitation, is that with this particular design, you can't mount these pedals inverted without heavy modifications or custom CNC work.
I'm still not sure if the clutch mechanism is genius or dumb. It is patented though, so it must be good, I guess. The idea of it is that it imitates the clutch bite point and diaphragm spring fall-off point by having a concave pedal stroke path. Intuitive. Usually it's handled by having a virtual pivot point for the rear axis of the pedal. VPP might give a less pronounced feel than Simagic concave path, but it's more adjustable. On P2000s you can only change the weight of the clutch by changing the springs or the pivot point on the pedal arm. There is no adjustability for the bite point nor for the fall of depth or width. For my taste or skill level, the bite point is very hard to modulate and makes riding the slipping point much harder. The feel though is very unique, and some swear by it being the most realistic clutch feel out there. I guess it's one of those things you either love or hate.
I personally didn't feel excited about the clutch, but that's very subjective since I usually don't race cars with foot clutch, so I haven't used it extensively.
From adjustments you have 4 different weight springs available, 2 positions on the pedal arm, and 4 positions for the pedal face. The base plate is thick, high quality and sturdy. Unfortunately, it is an integral part of the pedals and you can't mount them directly on your 80/20 rig as individual pedals.
So you are losing some individual pedal side-to-side adjustability as well as general angle against the heel plate adjustment.
The pedal plate comes with 4 lateral positions for clutch and throttle and 7 positions for the brake. If you're going to mount the slave cylinder horizontally, you can fully mount the base plate to your rig and then add all the pedals. However, if you want the slave cylinder erected, you will need to install at least the brake pedal and the slave cylinder before installing the base plate to the rig.
Small but annoying detail when you're trying to find that perfect setup.
In total, there are 8 holes for mounting the base plate, making it compatible with pretty much any of the most popular rigs. I would like to take a moment to recognize design and materials of these pedals. Each pedal consists of 3 main parts that are CNC machined from billet aluminum. It's truly beautiful, and you can see that no expenses were spared. The only thing that I would change is I would like to see them all in black, because chamfered edges, in my opinion, makes it look cheaper than it should. This is a point where I intended to drop the bomb on the P2000's biggest issue.
Tolerances. Compared to sprint pedals and the clones, these do rattle and feel a little bit loose. However, after testing Invicta pedals, these are absolutely acceptable. Simagic has managed to engineer pedals that rattle like washing machine filled with bolts when you're trying to examine them or install them. However, once you're using them as intended with your feet, they're completely silent. What kind of magic is that? Unfortunately, it does take away the premium feel of the pedals, even if it's only when you're installing them.
Electronics box is very bare-bone and simple, with no shielding, no metal case, and unfortunately with no way of mounting it on the rig using hardware.
They do include very strong double-sided tape to hide the electronics box somewhere on your rig, sort of out of sight, out of mind. It's time to adjust our expectations and redefine what good means. Simagic has shown us what a sub-$1,000 pedals should be.
Damper on the throttle, reliable hydraulic brake with great adjustability, and if not for everyone, then at least a unique approach on how to handle the clutch pedal. All pedals feature load cell sensors. The build quality is great apart from a rattle here and there while setting it up. A small price to pay for that glorious hydraulic brake feel. Heusinkveld Sprint pedals have been the king for ages. Welcome the new king.